Greetings, geeks. Welcome to Pretend Low Earth Orbit for transmission 657 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Takamalda, and joining me today are two of the goofiest geeks that you're ever gonna greet. I got Chris DeBona.
Goofy times in the internet today.
Yeah, Rob Roseboom.
Rob Roseboom. Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
We're gonna need more sound effects on our various mixing boards.
Yeah, we're a grim group. You know, I think that we need those.
Sad today.
Everything's a freaking mess. You know what wasn't a mess? Oh my god, there's a bug in here. Gross. You know what wasn't a mess?
Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid was fantastic, and I say that completely non-ironically.
Are you wearing the shirt today?
No, I'm wearing the Waponi Woo shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
No, I was wearing the Turbo Rider shirt yesterday. I loved this movie. It was fantastic. It was genuinely a good movie. You know,
did you know that the director
without reservations
did another movie more recently called The Summer of '84, which is actually next on my watch list?
I watched that movie. I did not know it was the same director.
Yeah.
It's okay.
My understanding is that it starts off Stranger Things and takes a turn
to strangery things.
That's right. Well, let's see.
Okay, so one thing that we haven't done a good job of this season is talking about like what if, talking about the serialized television.
You want to talk about zombies?
You know? We could talk about zombies maybe at the end. Maybe if Cliff wants to join us too, that'd be cool. You know,
Cliff's teaching now. It's not summer vacation. He's got work.
I don't know if that's true. Let's ping Cliff. Someone, Rob, you have his chat handy. I never have chat handy for Cliff.
He's in class right now.
He's teaching.
You say that, but he's probably between or after.
No, he's posting.
Or he's teaching 200 kids right now.
He's posting memes of his class every day on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I don't follow anyone on Facebook. Maybe
his students are making memes of him.
Really?
Because that's what you do now.
Can we get you to talk about what if on the cast, yo? There. Okay.
Well, let's see.
So, but we should talk about that. We should talk about Only Murders in the Building.
Oh yeah,
which is fantastic.
I'm enjoying that too.
Oh, it's so good. And Reservation Dogs from Taika Waititi, also very good. There's a lot of good stuff that we haven't been covering because we think we're in the August doldrums, but we're not.
Well, it's September now. Everything's different.
Yeah, exactly. So, Turbo Kid, GoDaddy booted the narc site.
Yep.
You know, and I guess Epic, the people who host things like Gab and Parler,
they said no.
What's that?
They said no as well.
They did?
Yeah, they were saying
it's probably because they hate women. You know. And it lapped itself to the point where they didn't want to put women in jail or something. I don't know.
That's a whole story, man.
It's not the punishment isn't any time though, right? It's a $10,000 fine. I think is what it is. So they are looking to bankrupt you, not throw you in jail.
Right. And that's constitutional now because the Supreme Court says that's cool.
Well, this is one of those things where I hope that the left learns from the right and says, oh, we're going to have people narc you out, are we? You know, and we start applying it to like, you know, the gun crap or some of the other crap. Anyway, it's a really interesting
good luck with
area.
That.
Oh, no, this is an area of law. It's going to be litigated like crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Do you ever listen to the podcast What Trump Can Teach Us About Con Law?
No.
You should subscribe to this. It might interest you.
Will I just get pissed off?
No, because it's actually really informative. It's taught me a lot about like what you should get mad about and what you shouldn't get mad about. Because the media is going to make you mad about everything.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And sometimes it's just the way things are, and you probably should take a deep breath.
Okay. Well, how about we take a deep breath and talk about the Wheel of Time?
I don't know anything about Wheel of Time.
Me either.
All
Rob?
Well, that makes three of us.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
Skip.
Apparently, it's about these two lovely people who find a wheel and they use it to travel in time.
Sure.
You know, they don't go very fast because they only have one wheel.
It's a unicycle.
But their balance is amazing,
right?
And they use that balance and their wits to survive all their time adventures. I assume that's what the movie is about.
Makes
from
sense.
Looking at the screenshot,
the one picture.
I have to assume that they'll eventually get arrested, and then they'll have to escapement from their prison, because an escapement's a kind of mechanism in a clock.
Okay.
They'll have to pay for their time crimes.
Ooh.
Time crimes.
Yeah.
I hope that they travel through time using the same time machine as Time Cop. That's still the best time machine ever made.
That was a cool time machine. That was a good movie. I liked it. You know?
It is not a good movie, but I love it.
It is a good movie. I'm going to force you to watch it, Romola.
I watched it a lot. I like it.
You've watched it a lot.
It is not a good movie. Well, let's see.
So you're saying that the time crimes and time cops didn't chime with you? They weren't sublime?
Rob just doesn't have the time to appreciate it.
I don't got the time for your
suffering
rhymes.
from the disease of Lyme?
I ran out of lime.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. It's not like it's some loan that's subprime.
You guys, this is a crime.
It's certainly not sublime. All right. Okay, what's next?
So the Mars copter is still up.
Wait, no, the Firefly Alpha rocket.
We already watched that one, didn't we? Oh no, that was the Sideways rocket. This was a littler rocket too.
Yeah, it blew up a lot like the Challenger.
It blew up good.
It was detonated by Space Force.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
Yeah, was this an Air Force launch?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they blew it up. I mean, it was going wonky. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. Like,
yep. That's right.
Yeah, I could show you the video, but I'd rather go.
You going woo woo in a thumbnail is all I need today.
All right,
Chris. So
tell me about that copter, man.
Okay, it's done 12 missions now.
What a plucky little copter.
It's a little guy. Way to go. Is it ingenuity?
I'm gonna share that screen.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, what's happened?
We're gonna share that to Facebook. Is what you're gonna do. Anyway, I just think that's neat. We have a helicopter on Mars. It's flying around.
It's got a little solar panel on top, right?
Yep.
And that's how it's recharging, and it's hopping around, hoppity hoppity, flippity floppity.
Flies a few hundred meters. Sits down, chillaxes.
This is a great story.
What a life!
Right?
Right.
Look at that thing. It's like, oh, all right, I guess I got my 10 minutes of activity today.
Got my steps.
Got my steps.
I'm gonna fly over there. Settled in. Perfect.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right.
SpaceX, their manned launch is now rolling out to the pad. That's going to be out there. I think the September 15 is the target. They couldn't.
This coming out of Kennedy, so that's good.
They're going to wait until the Apple press release to learn about the new iPhones, and then they're going to go up. They had to wait until after that.
Yeah, let's go with that. I hope these people live. You know, I'd hate to see them
they'll be
die.
fine. We flew up a manned flighter on that rocket before. It'll be fine. There's only a 1.2% chance that any manned rocket explodes.
No, I think we're still at 3% of all people who have tried to go to space blew up. So
I don't like those odds, Chris.
Well, that's based on the people, not on the rockets, right? So maybe it's 1% of the rockets.
All right.
I mean, if it was the lottery, I would absolutely take those odds. 97% success rate. Sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if you want to link to the net one that's above this one, Chris. It's the not safe for work. It's just very funny because it's a link to The Hobbit, but it somehow got misindexed in the Amazon system as being a sex toy.
It's already page not found.
Yeah, they fixed it. It was good while it lasted.
Oh, you know the Reddit jokes are gonna go in a certain way.
Yep. It was funny.
Oh,
many Hobbit holes were referenced that day, I can tell you.
That's right.
They used a D to start the name Bilbo Baggins.
That's not what the One Ring is for, Gary.
No.
Yeah.
So, Rob, I actually, for you, massive animal species discovered in half-billion-old Burgess Shale. Tell me if this is something I should care about. It's a half-meter, half-billion thing. All right, no big deal.
They found it before.
All right.
Is it a trilobite
No,
precursor, or what is that?
no, it's I think this is the one that is one of the first Predators. I can't remember exactly.
Oh,
I'm not up on my, Cambrian era
Pre-Cambrian.
animals like I should be.
come on, you're radiodonts, radiodonk, radiodonk, badonkadonks.
Yeah, it was one of those sort of like fancy snails that existed before cephalopods popped on the scene.
This is like one of those animals that was crawling around the Genesis torpedo.
Licking up
Right.
Spock juice.
Exactly.
Yeah, licking up Spock juice. And they're like, oh, these were the bacteria that was on the Genesis planet, that was on the torpedo.
This is
They
right
have
before
grown
they
crazy.
right before they turn into those giant bloodworms.
Yep. And then Spock gets horny, and those things run because
Boy,
they
that was
know
a rough
what's up.
movie, wasn't it?
Spock is pon-farring. Get out of here.
Yeah, here you go. They're technically called Genesis worms. Let me bring up the
Yep,
picture.
that's the science. It's the Latin.
There you go.
I was impressed.
Genesis
there you go.
worm.
I was impressed that those are a half a meter. They're big.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I think it's okay to be impressed by half-meter long snail slugs.
Yeah, I mean there was sea scorpions that grew 9 feet long, so that's crazy, right?
I'm
It
glad
is
that we
crazy.
live now.
You know what's also crazy? The Zvezda module.
They're having all kinds of wacky fun up there. Hey, what's going on up in the Russian wing of the space station?
The CIA set off the smoke alarms yesterday.
I think it's okay to say, the Zvezda module might be reaching end of life.
Might be a lemon.
know? Yeah, I mean, this is where all their problems have been, When was it built?
Had to be the mid-90s, right? That went up in like 99.
Yeah, I mean,
It was right when mid-1980s. So when did Russia fall?
there's just there's an end of life for human built things,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is
even
an
if
old model.
I assuon they're doing, regular maintenance and oil changes
Yeah,
when they should.
They got
And,
Apple Care, so it's fine.
yeah.
Apple Care.
The
You read that article about how Apple Care is kind of not worth it.
Oh, for sure. The good thing is that when the smoke alarm goes off, it's kind of the same thing as college, where you just go outside and then wait like a half hour for the police station to show up and tell you can go back inside again, and then you forever have emotional scars and can never sleep naked because you know that the smoke alarm is going to go off every night for the rest of your life.
This seems like a very personal.
Yeah, are you okay?
There might be
You need
truth.
a hug.
Yeah, I might.
Need a- Oh,
I vividly remember the smoke alarm going off like every 2 weeks in college. All right, you go stand outside in the snow.
We were in an apartment, and the alarm would go off kind of on the regular every 3 weeks or so. And my firstborn, Franny, she would sleep through it. Like I would pick her up, scoop her up. She was maybe, I don't know, 2-3 years old. I'd scoop her up. We'd go outside. We'd hang out with the neighbors, and she'd sleep through the whole thing. She remembers nothing of it. And I'm
See,
like,
but when this was happening to me, there would be a foot of snow on the ground.
Oh gosh, no, it was cold. I mean, for California,
Yeah, a foot of snow on the ground is different than California cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here's a picture of this Zvezda module that was built in the 1980s. It is the 2021, so this is a 40-year-old module. I think it's logical to say that things are getting a little crusty.
A little rusty.
Yeah, a little crusty, a little rusty.
I mean, they said the same thing about the Zauka module too. The Zauka module was apparently also designed still within the Russian era of the space program. That's crazy.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, they were remarkable material scientists. I just think that, they planned on a 20-year life. They got 40 years out of it, and stuff's just busting. There are little holes not getting filled.
Their pockets ain't quite as deep as they used to be.
Yep.
For fixing space modules.
My car's like 20 years old, and it barely runs, but I only put like a couple thousand miles on it a year.
Yeah. My car is 10 years old. I put about 10 to 15 a year on it because I do those drives to go skiing.
Because you keep driving across the country to rescue your children from diseases.
Well, there's that too. Oh boy, good times.
Good times. So the Matrix has their first official trailer out, as opposed to the teaser that was out earlier this week.
I think it's really neat that they're going to have a sequel to the Matrix. That was a good movie, you know.
Yeah. I always wanted to know what would happen after that first movie.
Yeah, right. So I watched the trailer, and I loved the first movie, right? I mean, we all did, right? And while there were a couple of moments in the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this could be good." I'm very reticent to believe that, because of how we've been treated in the past.
Yep.
And it has Neil Patrick Harris in it, which I'm crazy. It's a little weird.
That's rough.
And I'm like, I'm not sure he's Matrix material. You know, unless they made him Agent Smith, because that could be genius casting.
I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I'm
gonna watch it. I'm a little worried that
they earned the right to try.
Yeah. Sure.
I haven't watched this trailer, but looking at it, is the premise that Neo is having a midlife crisis? And
it looks like
what it looks like is he doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
And neither do the other members of the original Matrix movie. And they're teaming up with a new, like, young Morpheus, you know, and it's not a reboot, but
so it's like Matrix Babies is what you're saying.
Yep.
Matrix Babies. It's very brave. You know?
Very brave. I mean, it looks to me like that they were very clear in that fan fiction thing that they made after the first movie that the Matrix has happened many times.
Yeah.
So I just assume this is one of the other times.
Like, I have to assume this is like the young Merovingian baby.
Oh.
You know, and because he kind of looks like him, right?
A little bit.
And he's got that vibe.
Back to the Matrix.
Yeah. I'll see it.
And what happened to Lily Wachowski? Did she not get involved with this one?
I wonder what that story is.
You know?
The truth, Neo.
But that said, maybe that just means Lily is the smart one. Like, I don't want to go back to this.
Or maybe Lily was the problem one in the last two. So, you know.
Didn't Lana have like a different movie that she directed by herself, like recently, that nobody saw?
Let's see.
Because I thought that their creative partnership had somewhat split like 5 or 10 years ago, but I could be wrong.
So she recently worked on Sense8. I think that so did Lily,
I thought that was both of them, though.
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of that.
Oh, Jupiter Ascending. No, that was both of them.
Yeah. I like Jupiter Ascending, kind of.
Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it was Lily that bagged and did her own thing.
It'll be funny because, like, can you imagine what like Thanksgiving dinner is going to look like if this movie, either way, if this movie is successful or bombs, whatever's going to happen at dinner, it's going to be a lot of finger pointing.
I don't know. I worry this is like when who was the guy who did Bad Boys? You know,
Michael Bay.
Well, no, it was like a pair. There was a pair that would do movies together back in the 80s, and one of them ended up dying of like OD or something. Maybe I hope Lily's okay. That's all.
Right.
I don't want anyone to die.
There you go.
Let's just put a hold.
No
on that.
death for film directors. Controversial stance, Chris DeBona.
Well, that's for people. Can we just like take a break on the dying?
People are going to have to eventually die, otherwise it's going to get really crowded.
I've read The Sandman. I've read comics. I know what happens if people stop dying.
It's not good. Okay, well, there's a couple of little minor.
They're remaking KOTOR.
They're doing a KOTOR. You don't even bother needing to click on the link. It's just an animatic of Revan. But I just wanted to note that's one of my favorite games. And I would love to watch it. I would love to play it again. The Mad Max cars are going to auction.
And not just any cars, all of them. The doof thing. Here, let me.
I don't own a flame-throwing electric guitar, but I would be willing to modify one of my guitars to shoot flames.
Like,
if somebody buys it.
Imagine driving that around. That would be so fantastic.
I mean, you would hit every bridge, but boy,
when
they'd hear you coming.
When you show up to Kroger to pick up your grocery order in that thing, man, they load it up in a hurry, right?
I go to the drive-in theater and park right in the middle. Just right in the middle. Nobody will watch this movie.
This is an incredible, like, how, I've bought some props now and then, but they're all really small, right? what do you do with this? Where do you put it? Like, there's only one Burning Man a year, you know.
Well,
like,
I think if you got the pocketbooks to buy this on a whim, you got a place to put it already.
Well, that's the joke.
Well, plus
right?
it's in Australia, so you gotta like probably be in Australia because shipping.
Well, and you know the Mad Max area is like in the interior of the country, right? So first you have to drive this sucker to the coast, load it onto a cargo ship, bring it to wherever the heck you are, and then your desert. You know, it's like, this is not trivial.
And there's no desert where I am, so I have to like haul sand, like to make a desert.
I guess you'd bring it up the Mississippi to get it to you.
No, you'd go through the Great Lakes. You'd then send it through the locks.
What you would do is make a couple of giant pontoons, and then, you know, float this thing up the Mississippi.
Are there any bridges on the Mississippi? This would fit under the Mississippi Bridge. Yeah, for sure. But wow, what a mess this would be to buy. It's so cool.
It's definitely cool.
Yeah, so they have all the cars. They have like
They don't have any prices listed yet, though, right?
Oh, well, I mean, it's gonna be an auction,
right?
So, but it has the double stacked weird thing here. They've got the let's see. They've got this thing.
They got a lot of cool.
They have a name for it. You know, they have so many weird ass cars, man.
All I know is that the guys who got to build those cars, that was the best job that they had that whole year. Like, what are you doing? I'm building Mad Max cars. I'm welding random pipes onto cars. Go.
I mean, you can buy the war rig that they drove around. You can bring, I mean, the doof wagon. I love all the names they gave them too.
I don't even want that shiny and chrome stuff on my teeth. I'm not.
Yeah. Man.
Shiny and chrome.
Shiny and chrome.
All right, let's see.
It's really something.
Facebook is releasing Google Glass.
So they sure are.
That's going to be fun. So we'll get to deal with all of these issues again. But now, you know, when Google did it, it was just, are people going to record you when you're in public places? And then also, why do they all look like they have a weird eye twitch because they're looking crooked? With these, now it's going to be Facebook is literally recording everything that's happening. But they're like, it's okay because there's a little light. There's a little light.
I'm sure there's like people like, I can paint over that light. You know?
Yeah. I have a little plastic, I put gaffer tape over those lights in my office.
The thing is, you know, if they marketed glass, or if they had marketed this as like a way of helping people with poor sight, you know, get around. I mean, if this was an actual tool, okay, I think they'd get a pass. As it is, people are just gonna get punched in the face a lot. There's gonna be a lot of face punching.
I think that we now live in a different era. I think that Google Glass came out in an era when people still cared or didn't understand privacy issues enough that they didn't really get into it. I think this time around, people are just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. I already give Google and Facebook already know literally everything about me. How is this different?
You know, if Glass had a different industrial design that was a little more, you know, compact like this, frankly, and if it had more utility, because, you know, the hold on a second. I've got this. Where is it? You know, because there's a whole series of Amazon and Bose speaker glasses, you know, so you don't have to have things in your ears or something.
Your ears.
Like if they did this as a sports camera thing, like this is, you know, you tap it on the side, you get on your mountain bike and you go, you know, GoPro, you know, like they teamed up with GoPro and Ray-Ban. It's like, okay, I get it, you know, but I don't know. It's just doomed.
The thing that frustrates me is the thing that I want the most out of glasses like this is also the single most terrifying thing, which is I want when I look at somebody to tell me who this person was because I can't remember.
Yeah, no, like honestly, you know, I'd like this in audio form, right? Where if you walk around, your phone sees a known Bluetooth ID, you know, or a known, you know, Wi-Fi ID or IMEI. Nearby it says Rob Malda is near you. Rob Malda is near you, or Rob Roseboom is near you. You know, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be like, oh,
yeah,
Rob's around. That's cool.
And be awesome for assassins.
Yep.
It'd be terrific for assassins.
Yes.
It'd be useful,
but like, you know, for people
so
you
crimes.
actually are friends with, you know, not Facebook friends, not internet friends, but actual friends with, I'd love to know if I was like in Prague and it turns out that so's Bob, you know? So
I would just like it that when I meet a person at a conference and they say hello, that the last time they emailed me 12 years ago would show up.
Yes.
So I don't have to be like the idiot that's like, I don't remember that because I saw 700 people at a conference that day.
You know, I gotta say, not God bless, because I'm not a religious person, but you know, thank goodness for my wife. She has saved me from so much social awkwardness. Because I'll be like, I don't know, have you met Christine? And then Christine, what's your name? And I'm like, thank God. You know,
right?
Because I think that it's like a first in, first out buffer, you know. Okay.
I always felt so bad too, because like if you could just tell me the first sentence of the last email you sent me, I probably will remember. But I don't know your face because I whatever part of your brain that remembers faces, I had destroyed by the part of me that had to read 500,000 emails over the course of a decade. I just can't remember faces anymore.
So Cliff is in the channel. Is he in school as well as on our channel?
Oh, he's talking about time comp, so he is listening.
Join us so we can talk about
zombies. Well, while we're waiting for him, we could talk about the fact that the internet died 5 years ago.
Oh well, bye internet.
What a tragedy.
It's been replaced by a duplicate for the Great Reset.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what happened. Let's go with that.
You laugh, but there was a time early in the Slashdot stuff where like we were getting more traffic than I could kind of comprehend. Like in the era when you're getting 10,000 views a day, you're like, I only know like 30 people. Why am I getting 10,000 people every day reading this thing? And you could have told me at that point that it was just a couple of guys that had a bot and they were pranking me, and I would have believed you. And this theory postulates that that's basically been the internet for the last 5 years. It's just basically been the three of us and bots.
It's funny. We've been advertising for the game, and watching what converts with real human beings and what doesn't is very interesting.
Yes.
So,
I mean, that's I'm kind of fascinated by like watching articles about optimizing thumbnails on YouTube. Things like that. Just like what registers with real humans versus what is good content. And it turns out there's no relationship whatsoever.
I don't, I think that's not an excuse to be doing such a poor job with our thumbnails, Rob.
Our thumbnails are literally whatever the platform left by default.
And why isn't Cliff in the host coordination channel?
Because we invite him and he says no.
Just invite him to the channel, for God's sakes. Anyway. He's still typing. They're probably doing a test.
He's asking if we already talked about what if.
Yeah. Just join us, you noob. That's right. Texted. Here. Let me go to copy the link over into the private chat that I probably have here with the Cliffy.
Someday when we want to really mess things up, we should just paste the real link in and see what happens.
See who joins?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that many listeners. Probably not the end of the world.
It'd just be on Blue.
There. I pasted it to him directly. On Blue seems all right. Do we know On Blue from before? I know that sounds dumb.
I honestly don't know.
On Blue, tell us if we actually know your butt.
There's a bunch of the people in the channel that are old-timey friends. But
yeah. I know. I've recognized a couple people in there.
But like a lot of them use different nicknames too.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. The internet was fake 5 years ago. Was that the last thing on my list? Oh, we had. Well, I guess we can talk about what if. But you wanted to talk about Only Murders in the Building. I'm enjoying that too. And what was the other show that you mentioned? Reservation Dogs is fantastic.
Yeah, that is becoming I think, probably my favorite thing on television right now.
Yeah, I'm the shows right now that I'm looking forward to their new episode releases. There he is.
Good.
Oh,
So,
cleaned
what
up.
if?
Look at how clean he looks.
Let's see. The internet was fake 5 years ago. Was
Oh,
that the last thing?
somebody's got
He's listening to it
mute
right
us,
now.
Cliff. Mute us.
Let me actually stop. Yeah, the
All right, let me bring up
fanboying of the Geeks in Space channel.
That's right. Hi, Cliff. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Did you already talk about what if?
That's what we were just about to do.
I was obsessing. I'm loading the actual show and seeing if I can share it.
So what has been your favorite one so far, and what do you think of it?
It's a good. I like it so far. I was a little unsure about it being a cartoon, but having the voice actors, like all of them come like be a voice actor kind of having the actual actors do it has been great for the most part. I don't know. I like this one a lot.
Is it part of a two-parter, you think? Is there...
No, I hope they don't continue it. I hope they just let it roll.
Yeah.
Well, because they ended it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to.
That's a fun what if like trope. What if comics used to do that all the time?
Yep.
And the zombie one, like bringing in the zombie, like there's a whole thing with Marvel zombies, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Lots of books about that.
So I'm going to say something a little controversial. I thought that it was promising in the beginning and fell the F apart and became just electric spasms on the screen. And it wasn't very good. So
this particular episode or the whole show?
Actually, the last couple have been like that.
You didn't like Sad Strange?
I thought Sad Strange was dumb. I thought the motivation was dumb.
Doctor
I think
Strange.
they didn't even establish that he cared about Christine in the original movie, much less
that was my fundamental problem with it as well.
It's like, he was extremely self-absorbed, and someone that self-absorbed wasn't going to turn into a villain, a super villain, as a result.
So. That one certainly wasn't my wasn't a favorite, but I think the Star-Lord as Black Panther for me was I thought the stupidest one. Mostly because they have Thanos now, who's just like, oh yeah, he can convince me not to destroy the world, and I'm going to joke about it the whole episode. Yep. He came so close to destroying everything.
That's T'Challa's power.
That one felt
a bartender.
That one felt like Chadwick Boseman like tribute, right? Like
for
that
sure.
whole episode was just a Boseman tribute.
Yeah,
and Howard the Duck was in it. So.
That's true.
That I liked.
I do like Howard the Duck. Another movie that someday will get chosen for Geeks in Space movie night.
Listen, I don't want this to turn into the Cliff Lampy roast, so I don't want to hate on things that he so obviously loves. So I don't want to say too much, but this episode particularly, I was just like, this is just gibberish. It's nonsense.
In terms, so like when you say that, can you be a little more specific? Like, because I thought, was it the Vision turn? Sorry, spoilers, everybody, by the way, if you watch.
Right.
Yeah, like
the reverse WandaVision storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what caught you?
Well, yeah, I don't know. By the time I got to the reverse WandaVision thing, I mean, they started with this is a quantum zombie virus, and I was like, I'm probably out at this point, And
one thing I'm learning is that the what if writers have a really dark view of love, right?
The multiverse of sadness.
It's really Los Angeles, I think.
Never love anybody because you'll end up destroying the universe and your friends and betraying your core principles.
Yeah.
And also, it was never clear, like, if the zombies were truly like shamblers or were they superhero zombies who can totally think. And I'm like,
they're Marvel zombies.
Yeah. And they were trying to zombie land it a little bit, and I was like, I appreciate that, but it's like,
see, did you read the Marvel zombie stuff?
He has not.
Because I felt there was a lot of great call outs to there. There's a lot of like just really nice moments in this, right? Like one, for instance, being like having Spider-Man wearing the Doctor Strange cape is like taking two Ditko products and putting them together in a really fun, interesting way. Like,
but Spider-Man wasn't.
Can someone explain to me the head thing?
Ant-Man wasn't the one in the head in the comic, was he?
No, it was Deadpool.
Nah, that makes more sense because Headpool came out of this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And somehow Thanos has the gauntlet.
Well,
and also his like the whole point of the Hulk being immune was that his skin is too tough for the zombies to bite through, which would be the case for Thanos as well. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I would argue too. I actually really liked the Doctor Strange episode, and my lovely wife disagreed on me pretty strongly about that one too. I really liked it. I thought it was a fun, weird story, and the kind of thing you can only get away with when you're going to tell a 20-minute movie and then mic drop your way out.
Yeah, I think the first one, the Agent Carter, is my favorite.
That was good. Yeah,
like that one too.
Unalloyed good. Shala was like, again, I gotta say it. Will Marvel ever come up with a villain as good as Thanos? Even, I mean, like, I didn't buy that Hank Pym went non-linear and started murdering everybody. It's like,
it's Marvel Zombies, man.
You're getting hung up on the core principle of what if, right? Which is that
you're right. You're right.
you know, that some weird thing happens.
I'm just too negative, man.
I mean, this is how Marvel Zombies work. They retain the powers of the original. It's been done. This is the stories.
I wish, what was it, the 1672 or
the Neil Gaiman thing.
The Neil Gaiman run. I would love to see that stuff on screen. That'd be so cool, man. But yeah, this is a bit much.
I still haven't seen Shang-Chi. I think Monday for me, maybe Tuesday.
I have talked about what if, but now I have to go back to work. So I'll see
you later. Bye, Cliff.
Go meme something. And I guess that's when we wrap up, gentlemen.
That's right. We can go do important things with our day.
I would like to mention that Only Murders in the Building and Reservation Dogs, pretty good. Very satisfying.
I've only seen 2 episodes of Only Murders in the Building. I've been enjoying it. The wife noped out.
She did.
So I can binge the rest of it next time I have 3 hours to just watch it all. I like it. I think it's fun, but I'm a little afraid that as the show is going to go on, that they're going to lean a little too hard into the Martin Short shtick, which I find grating.
Yeah. Is that why she noped out?
We didn't talk about it. She just said, you can have the show without me.
Is she very against Selena Gomez?
I think she's against boring TV.
It is a little self-indulgent, but I am enjoying it very much.
And I mean, I listen to a lot of murder podcasts myself, so I can at least respect the premise.
Yeah.
But I will Reservations Dogs. I think I have the new episode on my box right now, and I can't wait to see it.
Sounds exciting.
It's the best. Goodbye,
Rob Roseboom. What's your Rob Roseboom sign off today?
Goodbye. How about that?
Goodbye, Christopher.
Short and simple.
Yeah, we should end it like a murder podcast. And next week, you'll find out what it is that takes murder so seriously, or some bullshit like that.
And Rob was never seen again.
And then Rob was never seen again. Next week, you'll find out which Rob we're talking about.
Right, and Cliff won't show up. Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why?
That's right. Why? All right. And I was Rob Commander Taco Malda, and that was Geeks in Space.
Did you notice that she was using the same mic as you?